bro, because of how much money we make, FFP don't mean shit to us, bruv. Not like Chelsea, not like Man City, all these Newcastle. It don't mean nothing to us, bruv. What? Mbappe, 300 mil? We make that in a week. Here you go, bruv. Here you go. What? Haaland? What? City? South Manchester Blues? Sunday League? Here's that money, bruv.
I think they'll lose points. I think it's Arsenal's title to lose.
No, this, bruv, it's definitely, it's 100% Arsenal's title to lose. Bro, as I said, if Arsenal, we say Arsenal beat Brentford, if City beat Aston Villa, it comes down to that crunch game on the 15th. Arsenal win that title race done. They can focus on the Europa League, bro.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz and the Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST in the building. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all good, man. It's been a long time, man. We're back. Life takes over, but hey, we're back, you know?
It's true, bruv. It's true. Like, I'm actually getting annoyed, bruv, that these poddies are sporadic, bruv. I need them back in my life, but unfortunately, life takes over people. There's more important things, but as time goes on, we're going to try and do more and more and more. We're going to try and get back on because we need to get this ball rolling again. Like, we were on such a good run and now it's just faltered. And 2023 needs to be big things for us. So don't worry, people. You'll be getting your fix more and more. We're just going to try and do the logistics and try and make it work. But yes, Footie Chat is back again. Hold on. Did we do a show? Have we done a show this year?
I think we did.
Yes, we did.
Before.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Early January.
We did. Yeah. Early January. We did. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember now. Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, bro. We might say Happy New Year and all that. And blah. No. We've done a show. But yes, people. Footie Chat is back. Listen, we've got a lot to get through. This is what I'm talking about. But people, because I get people be like, "Oh, I like your poddies, but they're too long." And unfortunately, because they're so sporadic. This is why they're so long, because we've got so much to cover, people. But you know what it is. You know you're going to get your dose of information. You're going to get a dose of banter and all that good stuff. But people, before we start, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, and say all the time. Share. We are here. Only podcast on this that will give you so much banter, so much content on a variety of different sports. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. ST, before we start, I just want to say thoughts and prayers go out to the people in Turkey and Syria right now. Absolute madness going on over there. I think the death toll has surpassed 20,000. It's absolutely crazy, and it doesn't. Listen, two things. First of all, it just makes you know that, listen, no matter how we are as human beings and we think that we're invincible, unfortunately, when the Lord is ready to do some work, no one has control over it, and the loss of life is just crazy. Thoughts and prayers go out to those people in Turkey and Syria. I've seen all the aid that is being sent to them. People, there are various places, various charities that are looking for donations, anything, money, clothes, all of that, food. Just go on the internet. You can look it up. You can find them, find your locals. Try to stay away from the mainstream charities so that their stuff actually gets to those people. But yeah, thoughts and prayers and all those people that are suffering, they're in our hearts right now. But ST, let's get down to business, bro. First things first, before we get into obviously the Premier League, we need to talk about Manchester City and the madness that is going on with them. People, if you are hiding under a rock, Man City are in problems. They've been hit with more than 100 breaches by the Premier League, by the Premier League's financial rules between 2009 and 2018. This includes not providing accurate financial information for their earnings, also not providing accurate financial information for a certain manager. They were paying the manager more than what they were declaring. Also for not complying with financial fair play via UEFA. And yeah, it is crazy. And people, if you didn't know, in 2020, UEFA banned City for 2 years and hit them with a £9.8 million fine. But City took it to Court of Arbitration. They found them not guilty to a certain extent, basically overruled the ban. So City weren't banned. And I think City then had to pay, I can't remember how much it was they had to pay after. I think it was it went down to 9.8 or something like that, million pounds that they had to pay UEFA. In light of this, basically what happens is if City are found guilty of breaching these rules, I've just got to write down some of the permutations for that. They could be suspended from playing Premier League matches. There could be a points deduction. They could have to replay matches. They could be obviously relegated from the Premier League. They could be ordered to pay compensation. They could be hit with a transfer ban, and they could have to pay damages. I know that's a lot to take in, people, but I just wanted to give you some context of what we're going to be discussing. So, ST, when we look at this, bro, because when you look at it from all angles, I know what I think. I believe that City will find a way around this, but let's not play devil's advocate. Let's say that the law is the law and justice is served, right? Bro, how much trouble are Manchester City actually in, bro?
Oh, it's difficult because I actually think I agree with you. I think, because I feel like Man City will get the best lawyers and will somehow worm their way around this, because it sounds like to me, for example, they've got 100 breaches of rules?
Yeah, financial rules in the Prem.
Financial rules, yeah. So it's 100 breaches. It sounds to me like the prosecution are just not adding stuff like that, but they're trying to put Man City in a bad light.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think that Man City have done some dodgy dealings, but also because it's not because of the Premier League rules is not regulated as well as it should be. Man City have been finding loopholes within that and have been trying to make and have been making investments. Obviously, been from what I'm seeing, inflating their accounts, paying people out of different banks and stuff like that. A lot of these big companies do it, but to be honest, everybody thinks they're in such trouble. I don't think Man City will be in. I think Man City, in theory, should be, but I think, as you said, they'll get around it. I could only personally see maybe like a transfer ban at most, or mostly getting fined and getting paid all the money that they sorted out, or that they were putting into people's accounts through wages, paying agents off, that sort of stuff.
Mm.
So for me, I feel like Man City should they'll bust case. Like, I'll be honest, like they should obviously have like a ban and stuff like that, but they're not going to, you know what I mean? So I'm not putting any money on it.
Not 100%, and this is it for me, is that look, if we go back to the UEFA transfer ban and what UEFA tried to do, the problem for UEFA is that they have a time bar. So 5 years have gone past and they couldn't then go back to anything that had been done, which is why Court of Arbitration basically threw it out. Whereas the Premier League don't have a time bar. They can go as far back as they want to. And they've been building this case for years and years and years, right? But the only reason why this came out, I'm going to paraphrase because I can't remember, there was an article that came out from, I think it was in Germany or something, which exposed everything. And it came from a Portuguese hacker that hacked a lot of Premier League accounts. And this is how all of this got leaked from Man City. So it wasn't a case of the the Premier League and UEFA were actively looking into their books and trying to investigate them.
No.
It came from someone hacking into the account and just leaking documentation, and they went from there. So after that, Premier League have been building their case against Manchester City. The problem I have with this, ST, is that I just can't see anything extreme happening. Now, don't get me wrong. If they're found guilty, they should have everything that I listed should happen to them. Everything. Everything. They should be there should be a transfer ban. They should be ordered to pay compensation. They should have a points deduction. They should be expelled from the Premier League. They should be what's the other one? I think I said transfer ban already, and pay damages to all the clubs. There was talk of taking away their league titles. Now, when you look at it, all right, fair enough, because whoever came second, you can add Premier League titles, but it's not the same. You're not going to get the parade. You're not going to feel like you earned it. And I don't think it actually means anything if you take that away. No. But what I think should happen, the one thing, ST, and this is what I'm saying, if they're found guilty and the Premier League want to set an example and make a statement, they cannot just impose a transfer ban for 2 years and give City a £50 million fine. That means nothing to them. Nothing. It has to be banned from the Premier League. They have to get relegated, bruv. Bruv, I want City relegated, and not relegated to Championship. Sunday League settings, bruv. I want them to go from Manchester City to South Manchester Blues, bro. That's who they. I want to see them playing Sunday League. I want to see Pep putting cones out on his own. Haaland and Grealish and them, man, putting up nets and flags. That's what I want to see Manchester City going through. But it's not going to happen. So we have to be realistic, and let's also put this into context, ST, right? As well as the leaks that came out as why they started looking into Manchester City in the first place, right? The other thing is, and this is obviously what Gary Neville's been championing for since Newcastle got taken over by the Saudis and since the Super League, which we'll talk about in a little while later. He's been championing for outside authorities, independent authorities, to come and vet and oversee certain, so takeovers, for example, transfers and whatnot. Independent regulators is what they've been championing for. And it seems like the government may make that announcement that could be happening very, very soon. I think why the Premier League have acted now is because they're basically trying to turn around and say, well, look what we've just done to Manchester City. We don't need independent regulators. And there's two reasons for that. Obviously, first things first, they're going to have to pay them. And the Premier League don't really want to do that. And second, and more importantly, if the independent regulators start looking deep into what is going on, a lot of exposure could come out. So I think that's why this has been timed so well by the Premier League, because they're basically trying to turn around and say, we don't really need the independent regulators. We can do our own thing.
I was going to say that, because also the Premier League, they want, if, like you said, if independent regulators, as much as you need to pay them, they're the ones that are going to be in control. And the Premier League, as you said, they don't want that. And imagine it being under a what's it called? A different independent body. For example, I did accounting. So what happens when you're auditing a case, you can't audit a case from the same company. For example, let's say KPMG need their company audited. You can't get someone from KPMG auditing your accounts because it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
In the way, what's happening now is that the Premier League is having a conflict of interest, and an independent panel that they may look to employ, they're going to find out a lot of stuff. When they found out a lot of stuff, when you're auditing and everything like that, listen, people could be arrested. People could actually go to court because of these. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then what you also got to understand is that obviously Pep says he 100% believes the club and that what they're doing is viable and is above board. Bro, the problem that I have with Manchester City is is that obviously a lot of their stuff is done through sponsorships, hiding behind those because, bro, they ain't got no fans. So, bro, their stadium's never sold out, right? They've only been winning title. Their first title was in 2011-12, yeah? Yet they're trying to say they're putting up numbers that we're putting up as Manchester United.
No, which is
that don't make no sense, bro. You ain't got no fans.
Yeah, it's true.
You ain't got no fans. No one rates City like that, right? You lot, the City ain't even bigger than Leeds in terms of history and fan base. They're not, bro. So how are you putting these numbers up? It don't make no sense. So
go on.
So when you look at all of this, it's just like, bro, they were hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
But no one wanted to do anything about it until basically the government said, we need to look into what's going on. So here's the independent regulators. And it's like, oh shit, we ain't got time for this. So let's get our affairs in order. So I'm hoping that with that, they're going to make an example of Man City. And look, nothing's going to happen this season. This is gonna drag. Maybe in the summer, beginning of the next season. Realistically, I can see this going on until 2023. I can see this going on to 24-25, the beginning of the 24-25 season, right? Hopefully we get something in the summer, but we don't know, right? And at best, ST, transfer ban, fine, and maybe a deduction of points. That's all I can see. That's all I can see. And I don't think that's enough. They have to be relegated if they're found guilty. People, all of these are allegations, right? Even though I'm saying they're guilty, we're in a society now where it's no longer innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until proven innocent now.
Boy.
So, but realistically, these are all alleged. These are all allegations, right? If they get found, bro, they have to be relegated from the Premier League. They have to, because that's the only thing that's going to affect Manchester City. Is if they Championship, how are they going to pay for everything? All them players go leave. Pep said if they get found guilty, he's walking the next day. So he's leaving there, walking straight into PSG, right? It's mad. It's mad. But ST, what are your realistic expectations of this, bro? Because real talk, like I said, I can see it dragging, and at best, points deduction, fine, and a transfer ban.
I don't even think they'll even get a points deduction.
Really?
I think it's that mad that, because I feel like Man City, I think Man City are clever. They would have prepped for this. They would know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and they would have had. And these Qatari owners, they have lawyers in place for this particular sort of issue. So my thing is this: they'll get away with. They may get away with like a 2-year transfer ban, and the fines for all the legal fees and pay back certain costs. But apart from that, listen, points. It's not like Juventus and them things there, where them are not.
All right, listen. Allow it. My man, them bust case, bro. We bust case, bro. No, when you know Don Corleone and that man, bro.
For now, yeah. For now.
It's over, bro. It's over. We're just, we're cruising right now, bro. We're cheesing.
Hey, listen. Hey, Italy, listen. That play, boy. Let me not even speak before they're probably watching. Before they just take me out and stuff like that. But on a serious, seriously, I do think that I don't even expect them to get like a points deduction. I'm being very, very serious. It's very rare that something like that would happen, especially in an English football league. I don't think the English football league, they don't have the guts. The only place I've seen it is in Scotland, which they do with the Rangers. And
the Rangers. But remember, it happened to us as well, Juve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it happened to us as well.
Yeah, but obviously I'm saying Italy has got like, because it was it's rampant in England. But you know how England is, everything is hidden. In Italy, it's just blatant. So that's why that's why the laws are, that's why I respect about Italy. The laws are the laws. If you don't follow them, everybody got done. Like Inter got done, Juventus got done at the time and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
100.
But the issue, my thing is this, I don't think England have the bottle to do it, and Man City are one of the premier teams in England at the moment. So I think that the fact that them actually getting the relegation and the points deduction, it won't be good for the Premier League fans because they have the best players there. So thinking business wise, I think that they'll get a transfer ban, probably a fine, really, personally.
Which I don't think is good enough, but unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, people. Unfortunately, but we'll watch this space and see what happens with Manchester City. But Steve, let's get into the Premier League, bro, because it was a disappointing result.
We should have lost.
Leeds United. Leeds went 2-0 up. United came back to make it 2-2. Bro, when I look at that game, right, I saw three things. The first thing I saw is that we still are not good enough to deal with a high press. The second thing I saw was that with no Eriksen or Casemiro, there's no one to come and take the ball off the centre-backs. And we were mad exposed. Like, Leeds were running through the middle of us like there was nothing there. Bagel FC, bruv, there was nothing in the middle. And the third thing that I saw is our squad is not good enough to go on without our main 13, 14 players, right? And credit to Leeds. Leeds played well. They stuck to the game plan. And credit where credit's due for us. 2-0 down. Under the Ollie years, we probably lose that game. So to come back and nick a point was valiant, but we shouldn't be drawing with Leeds at home, bro. And the other thing, and the final thing that solidified for me is that, which we both already knew, is that we're not in a title race. We are in a top four race. We were never in a title race. We were never, ever, ever in a title race. It's always been a top four race for us. Unfortunately, some United fans got carried away with themselves and decided to say we are in a title race. I think when it was coming up to the, I think what did we do when we beat City? And then obviously we went and drew with Palace and then lost to Arsenal. We were never in a title race. But ST, what do you make of what you saw last night, bro?
We were lucky to win. I mean, to draw. We should have lost, if I'm being very honest. I thought Leeds started off really quickly, started very well. We were very sloppy, especially in the midfield. Everybody's getting on about the defense, and I understand that. Varane wasn't great yesterday. Shaw wasn't great and stuff like that. However, I don't blame them sometimes because, and I'm going to be honest with you, and this is kind of like an overview. Our attack overall hasn't been good enough, barring Rashford. And what's happening is that there is a lot of pressure on the midfield and the defense because I'm being honest, as someone, and I'm someone who plays higher up the pitch. You're someone who's always played at the back and stuff like that. It's hard to do your job when, for example, you guys are defending, but at the top, there's hardly any goals and creativity. It's putting the pressure on the defense. So that's what I'm noticing with Man United, and especially in this game. Leeds, Gonto, that guy is a very talented guy. Gonto, I think, is very good. Yeah. Very talented. And Somerville's a talent as well. So them two, I like them. But I was going to say that Leeds started off very quickly. For the past like 20, 30 minutes, and Man United were not at the races, if you understand what I mean. We were all over the place. Again, you mentioned this, and it's good you mentioned it before me. There is nobody comfortable enough to take the ball off the centre-backs. Fred, he's not comfortable enough in the sense that he will not check his wing mirrors and give the ball. He wants to play quick. Sabitzer is a good player, but that's not his game. He's more of a box-to-box. He can shoot, he can tackle, that sort of guy. And as for Bruno, we really know.
When Eriksen got injured, what did I say to you? right?
we were pissed. We were vexed.
But this is what I said. I said it in the group chat. I said to you, right? The reason why everything has worked, and obviously Casemiro and Eriksen as a partnership, and I said the reason why it has worked is because Eriksen and Casemiro tell Bruno to fuck off when they're in their own half, and they will control the football. Yeah. As soon as those two go, the first goal, what happens? Bruno, inside his own half, loses the frigging football, right? And this is what I say to people all the time. He's not press resistant. He hasn't got quick feet. He can't pass the ball 5 yards, right? So as soon as you put pressure on him, he loses it. Now, I don't mind that in the opposition half. But when it's in our half, whenever that happens, he normally gets us in trouble. And that's just another example of why Bruno should not be allowed to cross the halfway line unless he's defending at a corner or a free kick. Because, bro, he is awful in receiving the ball, right, inside our own half because he doesn't do anything with it. In the attacking half, it's better. But inside our own half, no.
I was going to even agree with you and even get into more into that point. You say you want him to take the ball in the opposition stuff. I don't even want him to take the ball there because what's happening, he's slowing our attacks down and he doesn't have the vision or quality of pass in those final areas to make the passes. And this is why I'm getting frustrated. Like, I feel like I'm watching this game and like, this guy is playing awful. And he's been doing this for a while. I know so long. But the thing is, because he's Bruno, he chases down the ball. You know how this is. He's passionate. He puts his all on the pitch. This is what kind of frustrates me. But anyway, the issue is he's not good enough to get the ball in the opposition's half. Forget our own half. He's not comfortable, and then that's the main issue. So then we can't build attacks. So then what's happened is that we rely a lot on our wingers and our fullbacks. Like Delo is a very good footballer. However, because he's been focusing, especially he's come back from injury, he has to focus on defending. Even Shaw's a very good footballer. I'll be honest, Shaw's technically very good. It's just that there's a lot of pressure because you can't link up. Like Shaw's linking up well with Casemiro in the middle. He's linking up well with Eriksen and stuff like that. But the issue is when you have Bruno, you can't link up with that guy. That guy is terrible on the ball. And what happens is our attacks break down and we can't build anything. And the thing is, our attacks are not as potent as it is as well. That was what's happening. And then second half, we then gave away a goal. We were still starting sloppy. I would say Man United only played well, and I put that in quotes, well, for like 25 minutes. If I'm being honest, if I'm being
when he made the changes.
Yeah, and Garnacho wasn't good as well. He was losing the ball a lot as well. He still needs. There's a lot of needs to.
He's young.
He's young.
Still, But the issue I had with Ten Heisenberg, right? There's two issues I had with him. The form that Rashford's in, Rashford should have never been starting on the right. You do not take the player in your informed player and then play him on the right when you know he's going to be useless. I understand that Garnacho, and we saw it, bro, can't play on the right-hand side because as soon as they swapped at halftime, Garnacho was non-existent in the game. I get that you needed to start him because he's had a couple of decent games, and when you look at the bench and what we had, it would have never worked. And I get that you couldn't throw Sancho straight in, but the change should have happened at halftime. Garnacho should have come off. Rashford should have went on the left, Sancho on the right, and then the second change you could have made was Weghorst coming off. Who came on? Because it was Sancho and who that came on? Sancho and Jesus, it escapes me, bro.
Palestri? Yes,
Palestri.
Yeah,
Sancho and Palestri came in. You could have made it. Palestri, who looked good, to be fair. I think he's actually better than Garnacho. To be honest, even though I think Ahmad is the best out of the three of them, but
Oh, Ahmad is cold.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
see
shelling.
him? I was watching him.
He's
Sorry,
shelling for Sunderland right now.
bro.
He's shelling.
Sorry to go off topic, but I was watching him for Sunderland against Fulham, and I'm telling you, the way he chopped one guy, I said, "Hey, we need to bring this guy back."
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
And he's been playing well, consistently.
Yeah, but yeah.
Anyway,
so we changed the game. Rashford went through the middle. Sancho came on. So glad that Sancho got his goal, and he looked really good. But this is where I'm saying we're short ST because Weghorst, as I said, I don't mind him being brought in, but he shouldn't be starting for us.
No.
He should be last 15 minutes of the game. We need to win it. Throw the ball up. Absolute chaos. That's what we should be looking at.
But we're not even doing that for him.
Exactly, because we didn't start crossing the ball until after he went off, which was stupid.
And I'm like,
but then again, when you look at it, he had Rashford on the right-hand side and he had Garnacho on the right-hand side. Yeah. None of them are going to cross the ball. As soon as Palestri came on, the ball was going into the box. Yeah. So I felt kind of sorry for him, but he shouldn't be starting for us. And I think it has to, our front three going forward has to be, so Leeds away next game. His front three has to be Sancho, Rashford and Anthony if he's fit. Right? If not, then Palestri has to start.
And the thing is, I'm getting frustrated with my boy Martial. I love Martial, but it's getting to a point where it's so hard. I think he needs to go.
Bro, it's one of them ones now where I said it at the start of the season. I said it to the truth, and I was like, with Tony, he's got this season. If he's not fit, he has to go. Yeah, because bro, I love Tony. Tony in our team is our best centre forward. Yes. Right, and we will shell if we could have Tony, Rashford, and Sancho as our front three, and then ST on the bench, we could bring on an Anthony, bring on a Garnacho, bring on a Palistri, bring on a Weghorst, right? That would be better. But unfortunately, Tony can't stay fucking fit, bro. Yeah, he can't stay fit, and. Yeah. I can't see it because Ten Hag doesn't really rush anyone back. So this is a you problem. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how long he's out for this time, right? But if he comes back and then he gets injured one more time, I'm just we're gonna have to sell. We're gonna have to sell, and then but in doing that, we're then gonna have to go and buy 2 strikers in the summer. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And it's like because it can't go on, bro, because he's handicapping us. Because we're then relying on Weghorst, and then Rashford is the third choice centre forward, and it just doesn't work, bro. We're fighting on all fronts in terms of we're fighting on top 4. We've got a League Cup final coming up. We're still in the FA Cup. You know, we've got the two games, the Europa League playoff against Barcelona. We need Tony for those 2 games.
We do.
Because we can't win without him. No, we can't beat Barcelona without him.
And it's so frustrating as well because there is nobody in the team that, listen, you can see Rashford, Martial, and Sancho, they all love playing with each other.
You can tell, bro. When they came on the pitch.
Yeah, but it's just the issue is, like, I don't know what's happened to it. And you know what it is? First of all, this is the devil that shall not be named, that Norwegian devil.
Oh, my days.
Played him to the ground so much. And he was saying that, him and Rashford at the time, and they were saying that, listen, we need to, you've been playing too much. I'm injured. I need to rest. He wouldn't listen to him. And then it's kind of damaged him. I'm just hoping that, I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping that Martial needs to come back and stuff because Rashford was having all these injuries, remember?
Yeah, it's true.
And he got time to rest. But I don't know what he's doing outside of it, Martial. Sometimes,
this is it. And
sometimes you need to look at yourself, bro.
Yeah, like, this is where I have to agree with the truth when he said about Martial. Martial needs to look at himself, and he does now. It's getting to the point where Ollie's gone, and Ten Hag's not rushing you back. So this is obviously a you problem, bro. Yeah. This is a you problem, and you need to sort it out because him being out, right, could be the reason why we don't get through in the Europa League and we don't make top 4, right? Because when we look at it right now, we're 4 points clear of Tottenham, who just are bouncing right now, right? Newcastle, we're 3 points ahead of them, but they've got a game in hand, right? The top four, everyone's talking about the top fours that are over. We're looking at Man City. Forget Man City and Arsenal. We're nowhere near them. We
No.
need to solidify top four. And this is why I don't want to go out of the Europa League, because we need that
That cushion.
That
Just in
cushion.
case.
Just in case. The season derails, bruv, because at the end of the day, when you look at it, Casemiro's banned for 3 games, right? He's done 1. We've got Leeds away, then we've got Leicester at home, yeah? But Casemiro could get an injury, then what? We're looking at Fred and Sabitzer. I know McToilet is injured, but he's a non-factor, bro. He's just an extra body.
Yeah.
Right? So we've got so many games coming up. ST, we may need to sacrifice the FA Cup and just let it go so that we haven't got the pile up of games, bro, because something's got to give, and we've got too many injury prone players to be fighting on all fronts. But listen, we'll watch this space in terms of what happens, bro, but we need a better performance coming up against Leeds. ST, quickly, bro. That Arab money, bro. The Arab money, bro.
Listen. If we get that in, yeah.
Listen. You know how much our rival fans are fretting right now, bro. Mm-hmm. Because they have been dancing. And this is me. Let me just get my serious side, my realistic point of view across. I still don't believe that the Glazers are going to sell the whole club. I still believe they're looking for someone to take a percentage, because at the end of the day, the Manchester United are a cash cow. So I don't believe for 1 second they're going to sell the club. I think they're looking for someone to take a small percentage to inject a cash flow so that they can do what they need to do. And then when they've literally bled the club dry, then they will look to sell, right? But if that tiny percentage is that they are being serious and they actually want to sell the club and they're willing to, bro, give me that Arab money, bruv.
I'm here for
give me that Arab money, bruv, because you see our rivals, they will be absolutely shitting themselves, because you got to remember, we make stupid money just from the club alone. And then you go and you get that Arab money and pump it into Manchester United. It's not like, it's not a City, it's not a PSG, it's not a Monaco, bro, where these clubs were nobody. I know PSG had a little bit of history, but they weren't doing much. But they weren't nobody, and they got, bro, this is Manchester United, established, bro. One of the highest grossing clubs in the world. And then you go and pump Arab money into the freaking club, bro. You can talk about the Saudis at Newcastle, obviously unlimited funds. We understand that. But you put us with the Qataris, we're the only ones that can compete with Newcastle because of the amount of money we make ourselves. And we still can't compete, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about in terms of, all right, cool, Newcastle. And remember, Newcastle have to do everything within FFP and all the chains with that. Bro, because of how much money we make, FFP don't mean shit to us, bruv. Not like Chelsea, not like Man City, all these Newcastle, it don't mean nothing to us, bruv. What? Mbappe, 300 mil? We make that in a week. Here you go, bruv. Here you go. What? Haaland? What? City? South Manchester Blues? Sunday League? Here's that money, bruv.
If we ever
De Jong, you didn't want to come, and now you want to come? Here's the money, bruv. Here's the money. Come on. Be serious, bro. Everyone's shitting themselves. It's mad, bruv. And I'm here for it. Talk to me, bro.
I was going to say, anyhow we get Mbappe, I'm talking crud. I'm talking crud to everybody. I don't care.
PSG paying you £1 million a week? Here's £2 million a week.
Rashford, Mbappe, Sancho, hey.
Rashford, Mbappe, Sancho, Sugarcane, what? Tottenham, 100 mil? Yo, someone get my pocket money. Someone get my pocket money and just slap that.
We're going up to Manchester and so we're going to watch. You know what I was there?
Listen, it's crazy. Crazy, bro. And I'm here for it.
I'm here for the
Obviously,
man.
people, you saw my serious side before. I still don't believe Glazers are going to set it up. But anyway, if they do, bro, it's mad. And ST, when we look at it, yeah, because they're all about this Radcliffe guy, bro. Like all the man people in Manchester, Radcliffe was born in Manchester. I don't want to hear that, bro. Man ain't got that sort of money. He ain't got. First of all, he ain't got that sort of money. Second of all, I'm just like, yeah, cool. But bro, you got to look at it from context. Even though he's a billionaire, he can't buy the club on his own. So it's got to be a consortium.
Yeah.
It's got to be a consortium, bro. So it's just like, and then you're going to come in and then it's just going to be like, all right, fine. But then we're just going to be doing the same thing we did with the Glazers, just not as bad because we're still going to have to use the money that we generate to be buying players and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. And then you coming in, you're not going to have the money to buy players and then rebuild the stadium, which is rotting and needs replacing, bro. Yeah.
Also, go on. I was also going to say, that also these Qatari investments. Remember, a lot of the Canary Wharf places in London are built by Qataris. So whilst they're making investments of the buildings that they have in this country, first of all, and they have their own money, which they're getting from other places like the oil and all this stuff like that.
Exactly, bruv. And
they will be able to pay off.
Bruv, and the one thing we need is a new stadium, bro.
Yeah.
How do we not have a screen in our own stadium, bro?
Isn't it?
It doesn't make sense, bro. So this is the whole thing, and everyone's because you know what happens with the British media. Everyone's so high and mighty, bruv. Oh, the Qataris did this. They have got slave labor and their human rights. And they're shut up. Yeah, because at the end of the day, to be this so business savvy, to have this amount of money, yeah, you have to have a mean streak to you. And bro, I don't know any billionaire that gets their money fully legit, bro. No. Fully legit. Bro, this Radcliffe, bro, if you dig deep enough, you'll find the bodies, bro. You'll find the bodies, bro.
He's done madness.
But everyone's like, oh yeah, he worked hard for it. What? Because he's British. But because it's Qataris, oh, human rights, bro. What's that got to do with them, man? Bro, these are the same man that gave Messi the thing, the World Cup final, bro. Bro, that's how much power and influence these men have, bro. Are you crazy? The one thing we need in Manchester United, we need the Glazers gone. We need investment in transfers. We need a new stadium. They can do all three. So who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
What else happens? Because everyone goes on like England is so high and mighty. No, you're fucking not.
We've done madness in this country.
Yeah? No, you're fucking not. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I'm here for it. But the problem is, the United fans won't want it. They'll want this Radcliffe youth. Gary Neville will be championing for this Radcliffe youth. And the Premier League won't necessarily want another Qatari investor in the Premier League. These are all the obstacles that we're going to have to overcome, bro, because we need this. Because if we get this, our rivals are going to be fuming. If we get Radcliffe in, our rivals will be like, all right, cool. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Qatari, oil, Manchester United, all the money they make already, biggest club in the world. Then you got Arab money. What do we do, bro? Everyone's going to be like, what do we do? What do we do? It's crazy, bro. And this is it. I hate this high and mighty and this sanctimonious nonsense, bro. At the end of the day, you have to have a mean streak to you to earn billions and billions, right? No one is a saint in any of this, bro. We see it all the time on TV. This person's done this tax evasion. This person's did this. That's how it is, bro. But they make these people, anyone outside investors that are not American, they demonize them, bruv. Did you hear about the Nigerian guy that wants to take over Sheffield United?
Oh, no.
Basically, he wants to take over Sheffield United, innit? Bro, do you know what they said? Apparently, they came out and said, my man doesn't own his own airline and his money's from this. They called his airline 419 airline and all that and blah, blah, blah. And saying that, yeah, bruv, man was doing wizardry to get all of this stuff. And, it's crazy, bruv. So he had to go on Rio's show, that five,
Yeah,
Rio, that five.
yeah.
He had to go on there and basically defend himself because people were out there saying 419 airline and that, saying that's the airline from Soul Plane and that, bro. Like, you hear me? People are saying that man selling dreams, bro, saying he's got spinners on the airline wheels and all that, bro. And man
are saying that he got his money from ACs and that.
Bro, man, them are saying, yeah, bro, he's got a setup, bro. He's paying these hackers like 5p an hour to do the thing, bro, where he's making so much money. It's crazy, but that's the thing I hate. Like, don't demonize these people because nobody is a saint in this, bro. I'm telling you, go on, bro.
Bro, I was gonna say, look at all these American owners get their money, bro. Listen, when it was Abramovich, you lot weren't complaining about, actually now they were, but before they weren't complaining about how he got his money.
Literally they weren't, but then obviously what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Todd Brody, I know, has done madness, bro. You can tell.
Bro, they all have.
Bro, they've all done madness. Like I can't just demonize one person and then say, no, that's very hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this, and this is what this country does, and this is why people don't like England, because it's the same thing like the World Cup. What happened when we criticizing Qataris for certain things, when we just doing certain things, we are basically doing certain similar things, but we just don't want to do it. It's just, I can't stand this country.
Bro, it's nonsense, bro. Everyone's high and mighty, and everyone's got all these morals and values and all that.
Yeah.
Then it comes out that my man did this and my man did that and blah blah blah. Oh no, but it's not as bad as what they're doing. Shut up. It's the same thing. You just don't want to look at it that way. Like it's absolutely ridiculous, bro. But we got to move on, bro, because we need to talk. This is what I'm saying, people. There's so much to talk about. We need to quickly address the title race, bro. Obviously, City losing to Spurs. Obviously, Arsenal lost to Everton, but City losing to Spurs means it's a 5-point gap. Arsenal got a 5-point gap at the top of the table with a game in hand. They play Brentford on Saturday. That could go to 8 points. That could go back to 8 points, level games. Then City play Villa on the Sunday. So we would assume City wins that game. So it goes back to 5 points. And then we got the big one, which is they play midweek, Arsenal and City. And then it goes to 8 points, and then Arsenal will still have the game in hand as well. So that could potentially be 11 points. If it goes like that, Arsenal beat Man City at home, it's 8 points. Is that title race done? Considering what we're seeing from Manchester City right now.
You can never say title's done, but to be honest, for me, I think that Arsenal will be very hard to beat if that happens. Like, I don't think even Arsenal won't lose that amount of games. Like, they would have to lose 3 games in the spin, even though Arsenal bottle stuff like that. But I don't think Arsenal will bottle that lead. And the thing is, I think Man City will lose points again. Yeah. That's what's happening. It's not the fact that even if Arsenal lose their points, it's just that because they're now Man City are centering their game around Haaland, the team is worse and they have no pace. And I'm glad, and I'm going to give you your credit as well. At the start of the season, TJ mentioned to us in the group and when we were just chatting, Man City have lost their pace. How are they going to come back from this? They're going to struggle. And we were like, me and the truth were thinking oh yeah, they might do, but we didn't think it's going to be as bad as this. And then what's happened now? Because Guardiola likes to tinkle, and obviously he's got people like Haaland who scores goals but doesn't really give much out of that. It's costing the team a lot. Whereas Jesus, Sterling, Sane, when he was there, they may have not necessarily scored as much goals, but they were still scoring goals. But they were fluid. They could interchange.
And they gave them something different, a different dimension.
Yeah. And what's happening now is I can see Man City losing points. Remember, you still got other teams to play as well. You know what I mean? I'm not convinced by City. I think that if Arsenal beat City, then for me, the league is done. Even if Arsenal lose, I'm sure Man City will lose points as well. They're not the same team as they are before. You got De Bruyne, who's not playing well. He's always looking to play to Haaland, but not looking to but he's not as press resistant on the ball as you think he is. He's good, but he's not that press resistant. You've got Bernardo Silva not playing at the same level. Gundogan's not playing at the same level. Rodri's been good, but not at the same level. The two centre backs of Ruben Diaz hasn't been
Laporte,
great.
I don't. Something's going on there because I don't understand how you keep playing Akanji and Ake. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
There is something going.
Something's going. Same thing with the João Cancelo thing, bro. Like something's going on where Pep is just like, because I don't understand. Like I know they've been injured, Diaz and Laporte. If they're fit, they have to start. They have to start because Akanji.
Stones is good.
No, but Stones has been out. Stones is out himself.
Oh yes, he has. Yes, he is.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If Laporte and both Laporte and Diaz were on the bench against Tottenham, they have to start. They have to because Akanji and Ake just aren't it. They're not. They're not it, bro. So I think their biggest issues have come defensively.
Yeah.
The fact that they're paceless, and when you look at it, the Haaland factor, bro. The Haaland factor. The Haaland factor is looking a lot like the CPR7 factor for Manchester United, where he's scoring goals, but it's at the detriment of the team. And people to this day do not understand and realize what I am saying. I said it the last time with CPR7. Everyone thought it was an agenda. You're now seeing it with a striker that I rate, a striker that has not reached their prime yet, but is elite, right? In this modern football, you cannot have somebody that scores goals or does nothing. It does not work. And I said it at the beginning. I said it at the beginning of the season. I said, Haaland needs to work up on his hold-up play and his link-up play because it's not good. And we're starting to see that. But I do have some sympathy for Haaland because, bro, the amount of runs this guy makes in behind.
Yeah, he was making a lot of runs, apart from De Bruyne.
But what the commentators aren't telling you, people, it's not the player's fault. It's not Haaland's fault. It's not Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Foden, Jack Grealish's fault. It's none of their fault. This is Pep's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Pep doesn't want to play that way. Pep just wants to recycle the ball. So anytime you see Haaland making the runs in behind, Haaland's just doing what Haaland wants to do.
Yeah.
Right? But Pep wants that ball recycled. Remember at Bayern Munich? Remember the rumor that we heard, how basically Pep turned around and said he didn't want anyone to shoot from outside the box because it's just a waste of possession.
Yeah.
This is what he does, bro. So it's not on the players. This is how Pep wants to play. And yes, it's been successful. I completely understand that. But Haaland is a completely different entity to having a false nine or having a Sergio Aguero or having a Gabriel Jesus. Like, it's completely different. You have to play to his strengths. And unfortunately, City aren't doing that. The only person that does do that is Kevin De Bruyne. And we're seeing a Kevin De Bruyne who is out of form. I don't want to say time has caught up with him. He's 31. I don't want to say time's caught up with him, but we're seeing an out of form KDB right now. The only person that's been playing actually well is Mahrez and Jack Grealish, the two, but they're two inverted wingers. This is the thing. Pep has nothing to change it. He brought in Julian Alvarez because Julian Alvarez is more direct. But you sold your pace. You sold your pace, and then you went and sold João Cancelo because you fell out. And it's just like, João Cancelo was one of your best players last season. But obviously, if you fall out, you fall out. There's nothing you can do about it. So when you look at all these things, ST, it's just like City aren't in it, bro. They're not in it. Now, we could turn around and say Brentford could go to the Emirates, get a draw. Villa could go, I think a draw makes it 6 points. And then City beat Villa, and that makes it 3, right? Even still, I have no confidence that City can go to the Emirates and win. I know City got some mad record against Arsenal right now. I think Arsenal, I can't remember the last time Arsenal beat Manchester City. But you remember last season when Arsenal should have won the game and they ended up losing it. But I can't see any how that City beat Arsenal at the Emirates. I can't. Arsenal in that good a form and they're that good right now that the Manchester City game should be a walkover. I think they absolutely dominate them. City lost to a Spurs team that got absolutely humiliated by this Arsenal side, right? And we know, don't be wrong, we know the record with Spurs. Spurs like playing City. Pep doesn't really like playing Spurs. Obviously, City still hasn't scored at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium since it's been rebuilt and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, if Tottenham did that to you, Lord knows what Arsenal's going to do to you at the Emirates, bro. And Arsenal fans will come out and say, Man City squad depth, they could still go and do this, they could still go and do that. We're not happy with Jorginho and Trossard and blah, blah, blah. You've lost 2 games. United away, Everton away. You haven't won all your home games, but you're unbeaten at home this season. Right? Apart from in the League Cup. I think that's where Brighton beat them, but that doesn't really matter. Arsenal should be bouncing into this Manchester City game, bro. Like, you can't look past Brentford, but they should be bouncing into this Manchester City game, basically saying to themselves, we beat Brentford, we beat Man City, title race done. We could actually, say, you know what? Let's go for the Europa League as well, make it and win our first trophy in Europe and make it a league and cup double. That is how Arsenal should be thinking if they go and beat Manchester City midweek, bro. Go on.
I think they'll lose points. I think it's Arsenal's title to lose.
No, this brother, it's definitely, it's 100% Arsenal's title to lose, bro. As I said, if Arsenal, we say Arsenal beat Brentford, if City beat Aston Villa, it comes down to that crunch game on the 15th. Arsenal win that title race done. They can focus on the Europa League, bro. I cannot see City doing anything, and then it's all on Pep. It then says to Pep, you have to win the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly.
Or else it's P45 settings, McDonald's toilets, bruv. That's what's going to happen.
And I'm being honest, you could put it out there, he's not winning the Champions League.
I don't think so either, bro. But not. Yeah, quickly on that, because we got to wrap up. Quickly on that, Champions League is back. I don't know who's winning that.
I don't know, neither do I. I don't know. There's no standout team. Real Madrid are not that great. Bayern Munich are not that great.
No.
Man City are not great. PSG are very inconsistent.
At this moment in time, it looks like Napoli's winning the Champions League.
Hey, listen, you see Napoli, I love them.
Bro, at this moment in time, it looks like Napoli are winning the Champions League because they are playing the best football in Europe right now, and they are literally walking Serie A. I know Inter beat them 1-0 the other day. I don't know how they lost that game.
They should have lost, but it was unlucky.
Yeah, but Napoli look like the team that's going to win the Champions League because there's no standout. Real Madrid don't look great. PSG keep dropping points in League A. Bayern Munich don't look great. Obviously, City don't look great. Yeah. Chelsea and Liverpool, forget about it.
Boy, that's mid-table there.
Yeah, bro, Liverpool caught live today because we haven't even got time to talk about them, bro. Literally, because like we've gone over an hour now, bro. But bro, it looks like Klopp has lost the plot, bro. Like that 7-year bounce looks like it's gone, bro. But ST, bro, like I'm picking Napoli to win the Champions League, bro. I don't know what you're doing, but I just want to I can't pick. I can't see who's gonna win, bro. The only other thing I can think of is that Pep has basically said, Arteta is my protege. Here's the Premier League. All full steam ahead. I'm going for the Champions League. It's Champions League or bust. That's the only other thing I can see happening. But at this moment in time, there's no favourite for the Champions League right now,
Real Madrid are so bad as well.
Real Madrid are second, bro. Barcelona are winning. Look like they're winning La Liga.
And they're walking with it as well.
Right, exactly. Which is even worse for us in the Europa League playoff now, bro.
You know what? Yeah, I think Napoli will get to the semi, isn't it? I would love Napoli to win it, but something's telling me, yeah, as bad as it sounds, either Real Madrid will win it or Bayern.
Nah. But Bayern, yeah, I can go with you, but not Real Madrid, bro. I think
Real Madrid are looking terrible, but I can't bet against them. It's hard.
I think Napoli or City. I think Pep has to. I think Pep has to. I think he's been backed in the corner. He has to. If he doesn't, bro, like you haven't won the Champions League with Haaland, bro. You got a question. What's going on. You got a or is Pep doing this because he knows that time's coming up, bro? South Manchester Blues is coming soon, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like
South
Manchester Blues, bro.
Blues. I love that.
But people, listen, we gotta wrap up. It's been a jam-packed show. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about Man City do you think? What do you think is going to happen to them? Do you think it's going to be a points deduction? Do you think it's going to be a points deduction? Do you think they're going to get relegated? Do you think it's going to be a ban? Do you think the Premier League will bottle it and do absolutely nothing? Will they bust case? Let us know what you think about the Super League. Are you pro Super League? Are you against Super League? What do you think is going to happen with that? Let us know what you think about, obviously, United, what they have to do, the Qatari owners. Are you here for it? Are you against it, bro? Bro, I'm here for Abu Trafford, bruv. I'm here for Abu Trafford, bro.
We're here for it.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it, bro.
Spread the
Bro, you
propaganda,
can imagine
we'll
it
do
now, bro. Look at them stadiums. Look at them stadiums, bro. Bed in the stadium and all sorts, bro.
Look at the area around it as well. They'll get jobs for the
yeah, bro.
and stuff like that.
Listen. I'm here for it, bro. I Sheikh Mansour and all them man there, bro. All them sheikhs and that. I'm here for it, bro. I'm 100%. People, let us know what you think about Arsenal and the title race. Is it done? They beat City. Is it over? Do you think City can come back? Is Pep on his last legs? Do you can see him going? And let us know who you think you got for the Champions League, because we honestly don't know. So let us know who you've got for the Champions League. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up at the same time. Share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guy, ST. It's been a fantastic show. It's great to be back. Thank you very much, sir.
Nah, man, great to be back. I'm glad we're back, man. Hopefully more to come, you know?
Yeah, 100. We're going to sort that out. People, Fight Talk may come back before UFC. We're going to see what Tooth is saying, see if we can get that going. Footie Chat, I'm going to try and... Huh?
NBA talk.
people, I am working hard, but unfortunately, Mr. KA is in the same predicament. Actually, he's in a worse predicament than what I'm in right now.
Yeah.
So I can't see it happening, but we're gonna try and get NBA talk back, man, because there's so much that's gone on. Yes, actually, I'm glad you actually brought that up. Listen, salute to LeBron for becoming the highest point scorer in the NBA. The longevity, the greatness, you have to respect it. To break that record, no one thought that was ever going to be broken from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem there to see it, handing over the basketball from one great to another. Two guys that are on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. You have to love the greatness and love the commitment, the longevity, the respect, the determination, the dedication to the NBA and the dedication to his craft people. You have to respect it. Whether you're a LeBron fan or you're not, you cannot deny his greatness.
Yeah.
He will always be a great. He will always be on the Mount Rushmore. Unfortunately for him, he'll always be number 2 all time because there's only one Michael Jordan. But people, listen, we're going to try and get NBA talk back as well. We're going to trade. The trades have been done. Trade deadline has gone as well, but we're not trying to do that here. But listen, people, stay safe out there. Be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.